Hello Shopbots out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. A new week with lots of new adventures to be had. I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures I get to this week. It's Monday, so I got up early, ready for work. I had a 9 till 3, I had some breakfast and was listening to a bit of music and was having some bear cuddles. He's so cute, I cannot believe he's already one. And then I headed off to work. I was listening to music on my headphones. I was on my way to work, and I got myself a drink from the co-op, and also got a pan of chocolat and had that on my way into work. Bloody love a pan of chocolat. I then got into work and helped my colleague who I was on shift with open up, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift. It started off quite quiet. I had the regulars in for coffees and breakfast. I was just doing some cleaning jobs and cleaning tables and wanted some food and drinks, and then it got so unbelievably busy. We had loads of people in for coffees and for lunch, and it was just busy inside as well as outside. And there was an Aussie cricketer who I was chatting with, and he was really sweet, and he was over playing professionally, playing cricket, and he is going off back to Australia after being here for 3 years. So before he left, he was like, thank you for a great time, and I was like, safe travels. And yeah, he was a really lovely customer, and yeah, it was just so busy, and I was just wanting so much food and drinks, cleaning some tables, and I then finished at 3. I then clocked off and got changed to this jumper I'm wearing now, and I'm now not in until Wednesday evening, which means I get tomorrow and Wednesday daytime to relax. And I then headed off, and I got some selfies in front of some of the Christmas decorations in the high street, and I looked at some of the charity shops. I then popped into one of my favourite cafes in the high street and got one of those berry yogurts I had the other day with a chai latte. It was so delicious. I sat and had that in there, and it felt so good to be able to sit down after running around most of the day like a headless chicken. I then went off to one of the flower shops, and I got some flower sets from there that I'll show you guys. They always have such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there. I then was chatting with the flower shopkeepers in there and got some plants out from the plant section. I love flower and plant photography so much, it makes me so happy. I then had to go to the co-op to get some bits for my younger sister, and she sent me the money, so I got that for them. And then I made my way back, and on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones. I then got home and I put my work clothes in the wash, and I'm now free for a day and a half, and it feels so good. Sweet freedom. And I then was just listening to a bit of music, just enjoying colouring in and working on some illustrations and writing a bit of my journal entry for today. I had a pop noodle and was just watching some stuff on Netflix, tidied up my office and my dolls and dollhouse, and then my dad took Bear off for a walk. They then got back, and then for my tea I had eggs and soldiers for my tea. They were so good. I haven't had eggs and soldiers in so long, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away UK soaps and I'm a Celebrity. I shall see you for more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up after a line. I've got the day off work, which meant I didn't have to set any alarms, which felt so good. I then got showered and changed and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. Watched just a little bit of TV and was listening to a bit of music on the Christmas music channel, and was having some bear cuddles. I then sorted out my Bleacher doll into a new look, and I'll show you guys that. Here's my Bleacher doll's newest look, starting off with the shoes. She's got these pink high heels on, some black netting stockings, and then she's got this pink skirt with this pretty pattern on, with a blue belt and this little lace up bit on her jumper, and she's got this white bow necklace on and a black hat. I've styled her hair a little bit differently. She's got these dangly bits down the side of her fringe, and she's got a gap fringe now, and this is the whole look. I love that new look with the new hairstyle as well. I was then listening to some music, working on some illustrations and consultation. I was reading some more of With Biscuits Out, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then I was tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse, and was getting my Christmas decorations ready to decorate my dollhouse. Can't wait to get my dollhouse and bedroom decorated with my little Christmas tree I have. up and get the baubles put on there. Can't believe that this time next month it'll be Christmas Day. I've already got most of my Christmas shopping done. Just need to do some Christmas cards, and there's a few more people I need to get some things for, but other than that I am quite ready, and yeah, I'm glad I'm getting it done now so I don't have to rush about with it getting quicker and quicker each year. It just gets busier and busier, and then before you know it the day's here, so I'm trying to get nice and organised this year. My dad then dropped my mum off to my grandma's house, and we only have one car at the moment. We're getting our new car on Saturday, so we'll be having 2 cars again. Can't wait to get our new family car. So my dad dropped her off and got back. So whilst he was dropping her to my grandma's, I had to look after the dog as he gets a bit nervy when there's nobody downstairs. And my dad got back, and then I got ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place, and I got my bag and headphones and headed off on my walk up to the garden centre. Whilst on my way up, I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. It's been such a beautiful day. I then got into the garden centre and I got a photo in front of this little seat, like Christmas photo op, and I'll show you guys that. Fun little fact for you there, that photo I got, there was nobody to get a photo of me, so I put my phone up against one of the little plant pots and set the timer and got the photo myself, and I thought it turned out very well. And then I headed into the garden centre and I had a look around at the Christmas section, and I just love it with all the Christmas goodies, all the food and chocolates and all the baubles and the Christmas trees and Christmas lights. I just love it, and then the Christmas music playing, and I got some snaps of some of the Christmas displays and a few of those days. It's just so beautiful. I then got a clip of the little trains that they have there, and I'll show you guys that. So cute, and they keep adding little bits in, so each time I go there there's always something new, which I love. I then went off and had a look at the home section and stationery section. You know how much I love my stationery, and a look at the plushie section and sock section and mug section, but I don't need any more socks, mugs or plushies or anything like that, so I was very restrained because there were a few things I really wanted to get, but I can't be spending too much this year, this December, because we're coming to December because it's Christmas coming up and there's Christmas presents to get for people and things like that, so it's going to have to be very careful with my money this month, and it's also a very long month until we next get paid, so got to make it last, and so I'm trying not to spend too much and just be careful with how much I'm spending. And then I had a look around the plant section and I got some plants that's on there. The plant section is huge and they have really beautiful plant displays with lots of succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and plant pots. I then got some flower snaps on there. I didn't think there were going to be many flowers to get snaps of, but there were a few, so I'm going to show you guys those flower snaps I got. Beautiful colours on those flowers, lots of roses, and then I made way off And on my way back, I was just a bit of microwave Christmas as being at the garden centre and seeing it all decorated for Christmas. It's got me feeling very Christmassy. I then headed up to the high street and went off and had like one sort of charity shops, went off to one of the bookshops, and I just love old books so much. And then I went past the flower shop and they've got some beautiful wreaths out on display outside the flower shop entrance, and I got a stack of those. They're so beautiful, handcrafted. I then went off into the co-op post office to get the passport forms to fill out, as I need to get a passport, as next October me, Jen, Tash and the kids are going to be going off to Disneyland Paris. My first time ever going to Disneyland, let alone Paris, so I'm looking forward to going there. But I just need to get the passport sorted out, and I got the forms, and then I went off to go get some cash out to spend for the week, which is I get a certain amount out, I get £50 out, and that's what I can spend for the week, and it helps me to try not to tap on my card as much, and also it's quite nice to be able to see how much I've got, so I can be like, do I really need it, or I can see how much I've got in front of me, and helps me to be able to budget a bit more. And sometimes I even have some left over, which means I don't have to get as much out the next time, and it really is helping. But unfortunately the cash point in High Street yet again was not working, so I had to get all the way up to Tesco's and get it out from there. I then popped into Tesco's to get myself a pasta Caesar salad pot to have for tea when I get back from Jigsaw this evening, and then I got a few Christmas presents from there, and then I made my way back, and I got back and I got myself a white chocolate advent calendar. I really love white chocolate, it's probably my favourite type of chocolate, so I got one of those, little treat for myself to have for Christmas. And I then had some tuna sandwiches and a cup of tea for my lunch. I was reading a bit more of this out, works of my journal entry for today, and I've just been watching The Grinch, probably one of my favourite Christmas films, as I'm feeling very Christmassy, being at the Garden Centre earlier on and it all decorated for Christmas. I'm now going to be continuing on with watching that, and we'll see you with a bit more to vlog when I'm back from Jigsaw this evening. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Jigsaw volunteering that I do on Tuesday nights. So I got there and we had some hot chocolate, and we had a lady come in from a sex education charity, and the kids were learning about sex education, so we had some posters and little diagrams to look at, and there's a little presentation, and then the kids put down some questions on some paper, and we put in a little bowl so that it was anonymous, and that if people didn't want to say it out loud, they could put it down on a bit of paper. And then it was the end of the session, and I got picked up and got back, and on the way back I got a snap of a house up the road from ours that always do Christmas lights for charity, and I got a snap of that and that will show you guys. They look so beautiful, and seeing all the Christmas lights and Christmas trees going up is getting me so excited for Christmas. Not long now, it is crazy how fast it's coming. It'll be here before you know it, and I have started getting my Christmas presents, and now going to be sorting out Christmas cards as well, and can't wait to get my Christmas decorations up in my bedroom and in my dollhouse. And then I had my tea, and for my tea I had a chicken Caesar pasta pot. I've been really loving my chicken Caesar pasta pots at the moment. They're so good. I love Caesar sour cream so much. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and get my PJs and then watch today's Home and Away, UK soaps, and I'm a Celebrity, which I'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up early so I could catch up on Neighbours. I then finished catching up with that and had some cereal for my breakfast. I was then having some bear cuddles. My dad had gone off fishing, and Bear always gets a bit funny when my dad goes off fishing and expects him to be back from work around 11ish when he normally gets back from work, and so Bear was getting a bit restless and was barking a little bit, so I played with him out in the garden and played with him with his toys, and he then calmed down and settled down a bit. And then my mum got up, and she'd been up in the night, so she didn't get up until a bit later on. And me and my younger sister were just watching a bit of TV, and we're listening to the Christmas music channel. Can't believe it's almost Christmas. It's literally gonna be here before we know it. It's insane. I then got myself ready to get off and collect a Buddy's lunch that I'd ordered for me and my younger sister, and I headed off to go and get that. And I was on my way up there, listening to music on my headphones, and I had my phone in my pocket, and the pockets on these trousers aren't as deep as my other pockets, and so I went to get my phone out of my pocket and it wasn't there. I was like, oh my god, and luckily it was just back on the grass behind me and it wasn't all the way back at the house, and so I just need to remember to unzip my pocket up, because otherwise it will fall out. I then got to Butty's and I got myself my Butty's and my younger sister's Butty's, and I got myself a drink and a bathroom bun for now. I'm going to be having a drink for work this evening, and I'm doing it so it's still closed, and I've got my uniform ready for that for later on, and I've got a walk to wear, so my dad won't be back to drop me up in time, so we're going to walk up and I'll be walking back as well, because at the moment we've only got one car. Our new car's coming on Saturday, which is very exciting, our family car, so we're walking down back. It should be alright, it should be dry, I hope, fingers crossed. The weather's been quite nice, cold but dry. I hate the rain, and it was supposed to be raining all week, but so far it's been good. I really hope that it stays dry, because I do not like the rain. I'd rather it be cold and dry, because you can wrap up and put layers on and get out in it, whilst when it's raining, or light rain as they say, it's wet, cold and miserable and you get soaked. So I really hope that it stays dry. I then popped to one of the corner shops just to have a look, as there's a new corner shop just one from Butty's I hadn't been in, and then I made my way back, and I got back and I had my Butty's lunch with a cup of tea and my butter bun. The Butty's lunch that I had was so delicious. I put my younger sister's one in the pantry. I then had my butter bun with the cup of tea, and I had a tuna cheese, onion, lettuce, cucumber toasted wrap, and they are so good. They're my go-to whenever ordering at Butty's. I hadn't had one in ages, so I thought I'd treat myself, and it was so delicious. I then listened to a bit of music, worked on some illustrations, cut some of those in, and was watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I was reading a little bit more of If This Is Out, and had a cup of tea with some biscuits, and then I got myself ready to go off for a little stroll, and I was listening to music on my headphones whilst on my walk, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And I then headed up to the high street, where I went off to some of the charge shops. I went off to the book shop and to one of the shops that used to be W. Smith. It's now changed, can't remember what it's now called, but I looked at the notebooks in there and stationery. I was like, nope, you don't need any more stationery. I can have my own stationery shop with the amount of stationery that I have. I just bloody love stationery. I then popped into one of my favourite little craft shops, and they've got all their Christmas displays up now, and I'll show you guys some of the display stuff I got. It looks so beautiful in there, so cosy. I was then having a lovely chat with the shopkeepers in there. I then made way back, and on the way back I'd seen one of my mates from my Friday morning group in one of the cafes in the high street, so I popped in and was having a chat with them, and they'd got a little Christmas snowman from one of the charity shops, and they, like me, are obsessed with Christmas, so they were showing me that, and it looked so cute. I then got 2 mirror selfies on there. The mirrors, the wallpaper and the prints in that cafe are so gorgeous. I always love getting mirror selfies from there. I then made my way back, And on the way back, I was listening to some music on my headphones and had such a lovely stroll with lovely sunshine and blue skies and like the crisp weather. It was like not too cold but not too warm, just a perfect weather, perfect for me, which I love. I then got back and I had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I was reading some more of this gets out and wrote some more of my journal entry for today, and I've got my work waiting for next week, so I've written those down in my journal and also put them on the board in the kitchen so that I know what shifts I've got and can see it and cross out the ones I've done. And I am now off to go and put on a Christmas movie and just watch that and chill before work this evening, and to see with a little bit more of the vlog when I'm back from work this evening. It's later on in the evening now and I'm back from being at work, so I got myself ready for work, and I thought I was going to have to walk to work as my dad was fishing and we've only got one car at the moment, but luckily he was back in time. And early on in the evening I was getting all of my Christmas presents that I've got for my siblings and my friends together, so I was nice and organised, and I realised I was down at 2 presents and I had put them somewhere and I couldn't find them anywhere. I literally turned my bedroom upside down, was getting very stressed out. I was like, where the hell have they gone? They can't have grown legs, and walked off. And then my dad called me downstairs and I'd obviously put them down by the coats in the little cloakroom we have, and when getting stuff out of my bag and forgotten about them. So panic over, they aren't missing, I found them. I then got dropped to work by my dad, and he'd quickly taken the dog for a walk on the block before dropping me to work. I then got to work, got clocked in and put my bag and coat away, and it was me and one other colleague on shift, and I'd got my drink out to have for work I got the other day, and I had some of that, and it was really chilled. It was busy but not too quiet, and I saw in touch with some of the regulars. I was running some food and drinks and doing some food and drink orders and drinks making, and even doing a few hot chocolates and a few coffees. I'm getting quite confident on the coffee machine now, and me and my colleague who I was on shift with absolutely slayed the clothes and got out by about 10ish. I then clocked off, got my bag and coat and walked back, and it was drizzling a bit but it's still really warm with how humid it was with the rain and the drizzle. And I'd seen my family friends and their puppy who came into work early on, and their new puppy is so cute. And then I got back and I got into my PJs, and then for my tea I had a chicken curry. The chicken curry I had for tea was so delicious. Had a bit of a kick to it but I didn't mind, and my older sister was over for our shower as her shower is currently getting fixed, and my mum was then showing me this house that we're maybe going to in August of next year, which is very exciting. I did finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away and read some more of this gets out, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away UK soaps and I Must Love Tea, and just see you for the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday and I got up after a lie-in and I had some toast and a cup of tea. I had some buttered toast. I'm loving my buttered toast at the moment. I was then having some bear cuddles and just listening to one of the Christmas music playlists on one of the music channels. Can't believe it's almost Christmas. Getting on top of that, I've got most of my Christmas presents for my family and friends now. Only a few more things to get, and then to write the Christmas cards, and I'm so excited to get my office and dollhouse bedroom all decorated for Christmas. I've got the stuff out ready to go up. I'm doing that on Sunday before the 1st of December the next day. Can't believe it's almost the 1st of December already. I was then just watching some stuff off record and listening to a bit of Kylie, and I'm loving her new Christmas song Xmas, and I did a TikTok doing a dance routine to that. What? Dan doing a dance routine? I know, it's unheard of because I cannot dance to save my life. My younger sister got all the dance skills in the family. I am not the best at it, but I gave it a go, and that's all you can do. It seemed to get a lot of people commenting and liking it, so that's all that matters. I had fun, and yeah, I gave it a go, which is all you can really do. I then was reading a little bit more of If This Is Out, which is such a good book. I'm obsessed. It was a bit of a slow burner, but I am actually getting through this so quickly, and I've got a massive pile of books to get through, because I always end up starting one book and then starting reading another book, and I've got like 3 or 4 books on the go. So trying to stick to having one book read at the moment. Unlike my sisters and my mum who can read books like that, I'm a little bit more of a slower reader. Also, I kind of get distracted, and I'll read it a lot and then I'll put it down and not read it for like a couple of months, and I start reading it again. So I'm trying to read it and not put it down to get that one read. I then was working on some illustrations and kind of dozing, and then my dad got back from work and had to take my mum off to a doctor's appointment, so I had to stay down in the living room to keep my dog Bear entertained, because he gets a little bit nervous when there's no one downstairs, and that's when he gets a little bit distracted. But since having the snip, he's been a lot better behaved and a lot more calm. He's married a bit, which is good, and he doesn't bark as much in the night now, which means I didn't have to wake up in the middle of the night to him barking. And they say not to go down to them if they're barking, as it's like a crying baby. If you go down to them, they think, oh, if I bark I'll get attention. So he's getting a lot better at that. And I was supposed to be meeting Tash for a coffee catch up, but she couldn't end up meeting up because she had to go with Amelia to get some furniture for their flat they're moving into very soon, which is so exciting. So in the end I went off on a little walk, and I went off down to my town's castle. I got some snaps of the castle all decorated for Christmas. It's so beautiful in there with the Christmas trees and the garlands on the fireplace and the staircase. I then got a tea from there, and it came with a little shortbread biscuit, and I'll show you guys that. It's such a lovely cuppa. I love a cup of tea, and sat in this really cozy chair with some lovely music playing, and the fire was lit, and it was just so lovely and cozy. And the people who work in there are just so lovely, and they were chatting with me, and they got some snacks of me in front of some of the Christmas decorations, and I'm going to show you guys those. Got some great snacks for me, so lovely in there. I then made my way up to the high street. When up there I had a look into the child shops and popped into Co-op and into Aldi to get some bits for Gozo, as we're having a colour party. If you don't know what a colour party is, it's where you buy drinks and food of a certain colour, and it's why I did it, so hopefully it goes all right. And I got the bits from there that I needed. I then went off to one of the little craft shops and got my grandma's Christmas present. I got her this little duck. I got one when she moved into a new house earlier on in the year, and I thought that her duck I got her might want a little friend. It's so pretty with this beautiful like floral pattern painted on, and the little boots, that's so cute, and a little bow. So I'm looking forward to giving that to her at Christmas time. And I am now almost up to date. I've got to get something for Tash for my work Secret Santa and my siblings Secret Santa presents finished off, and something for my dad and for my older brother, and I have ideas of what to get done, and all I have to do is get the Christmas cards sorted out. I then made my way back, and on my way back from being up at the high street, I was listening to music on my headphones. I was listening to a bit of Wicked Part 2, and No Good Deed Goes Unpunished is probably my favourite song of Wicked Part 2. It's so good, just gives me goosebumps. I then got back, and for my lunch I had a salad pot that I got to have for work for my tea after work the other day, and ended up not having that. I had a curry instead, so I had that salad, and I'm really loving my salads at the moment. And I'm now off to go and drop some bits off to my grandma's with my dad, and when I get back I'm going to be putting on a Christmas movie, writing a bit of my journal, and just chilling before going off to Games Night this evening, and just see you with a bit more to vlog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Games Night at Gent. So I got dropped down there, and we had a party colour night where we bought food and snacks with colours that we'd been picked, and it went really well. It's my day, and I'm glad that it went without a hitch. And we had the nibbles, and we then played some games, and it was such a great evening. I then got dropped back by Tash and Jerry's dad. I then got in and I finished my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and get into my PJs and then watch today's Home and Away, UK6 and I'm a Celebrity, and then start on season 5 part 1 of Stranger Things, and we'll see you in my vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday and I got up early ready to go off to morning group, and I had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I just watched a bit of TV, listened to some music off the Christmas music channel, and had some bear cuddles, and I got picked up for morning group as we don't have a car at the moment. We're getting our new car tomorrow, which is very exciting, and I got to morning group. I was the last one to get picked up. The lady that was to morning group, Wendy, had picked up the others and then picked me up, and then we got to morning group and we were going to be having a Christmas movie morning, and we picked some DVDs and voted on which one to watch, and we ended on Nativity. Bloody love Nativity, it's one of my favourite films. Such a brilliant film franchise, really well written, so funny, has a lot of emotional bits in there too. I was watching it and caught myself getting a little bit emotional at times, but yeah, I just love it so much. And Nativity in primary school was probably one of my favourite things with the lead up to Christmas. I used to always love it, always been a big fan of drama and performing, so it brings back very good memories while watching these films, and it gets really wholesome and really cozy, and yeah, I just love these films so much. And we had some popcorn and we put the fire on, and I got some snacks from that. I'll show you guys. Such a good time at morning group. It went really quick, you know what they say, time flies, we're having fun. I then got dropped back and I then had some lunch. For my lunch I had some tuna mayonnaise sandwiches with a cup of tea. I was then just reading some more of If This Gets Out, worked on some illustrations and kind of some videos in. I was listening to a bit of music and just tidying up my office and my dollhouse, and I've got it all organised, ready to decorate on Sunday, ready for the 1st of December the next day. Can't believe it's almost December. And then I headed off for a walk and I was listening to music on headphones, enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. We've been so lucky with the weather at the moment. They did say it was supposed to be raining all week. We've had a bit of drizzle here and there, but other than that it's been pretty good. I then went off and had a look inside the chard shops, went off to one of the book shops, and went off into Aldi to have a look at the Best Buy section, and then I popped to one of the cafes and I got a chai latte from there. I got a snap of that in front of the Christmas tree they have in there. The chai lattes they do in there are so delicious, really enjoyed that, and I had one of the berry yogurts that they have in there which are so good. I then got 2 snaps in there. I got one selfie in front of these beautiful flowers and a garland, and then another one in front of the Christmas tree they have up in there. It's so cozy in there, and the staff in there are so lovely, always have such great chats with them. I then made my way back, and on the way back from being up there I was listening to music on my headphones again and was listening to a bit of Hilary Duff. Love her new song, so happy she's releasing new music and an album. It's very exciting, and it started to rain and was lashing down, so I put my raincoat on. I have my bag packed for all weathers. I've got my hat, my gloves, I've got a fleece, and I've got a raincoat just in case, because you never know what this weather's going to do in this country. And I was listening to Coming Clean whilst it was raining. I felt like I was in a music video. I then got back and I was listening to a bit of music, working on some illustrations and kind of some of those in, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits whilst reading some more of If This Gets Out, and was working on my short story that I'm working on at the moment. I had a bit of a break from it, I had a little bit of writer's block, but I've gotten back into that and I'm really enjoying writing again. And then for tea we had some pies and had some carrot and peas and gravy with that, and I'll show you guys. It was so delicious, and I'm now off to go and finish my journal entry for today and put that away, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away UK soaps, and I'm a celebrity and I have work tomorrow, so I've got my uniform ready for that. And I'm doing 10:30 till 2:30, which means I get to have a little bit of a lie-in, and I've got my drink ready for work. I got earlier on in the day, so it means I don't have to go to the shop before work to get a drink, which means I don't have to go up earlier like I normally do, which means I can get a little bit longer in bed and have a little bit of a chill before work, which should be nice. And to see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up early, ready to go off to work, and I got showered and changed. I didn't start work till 10:30, so I was able to not have to wash my breakfast and sit and have that, and watch a bit of TV and have some bear cuddles. And my dad was going off to get our new family car today, and my younger brother was over to help him go and collect that. I then got dropped up to work by my dad, and then my dad and younger brother went off to collect our new family car, which is very exciting. I then popped to the flower shop just before work, as I was up to the high street a little bit early, and I got some flowers that's from there that I'm show you guys. They always have such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there, with lovely colourful flowers and pretty ribbons on the bouquets, which I love. It is so pretty. I then was having a great chat with the flower shop keepers in there, and then got some plants that's on there that I'm going to show you guys. They always have such great window displays with all the plants and the succulents and cactuses, and the pretty patterned leaves and plant pots are so beautiful. I then headed off into work, and then got into work, got clocked in and put my bag and kit away, and it was me and 2 other colleagues on shift to start with, and it was so busy. We had quite a few big bookings in, lots of people in for breakfast and for coffees, so I was weighing lots of food and drinks, doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making and cleaning tables, and someone tried to sell to regulars, and then Tash came in at 11, and it was so busy. Typical busy Saturday, but we smashed it. We had a great team on, great music playlist playing, so I caught myself singing along to some of the songs, also cleaning tables, and was serving food inside as well as outside. And it was a little bit gloomy first thing, and then the sunshine came out and was lovely blue skies, so that brought even more people in. And then it calmed down, and I did a massive clean up of lots of the tables. I then finished at 2:30. I did 10:30 to 2:30, so a nice 4-hour shift. I then clocked off, got changed into this jumper that I had in my bag, and I thought I'd lost my gloves that I have in my bag, but luckily they were both in there. I then went off with Tash to go off to the Christmas market, and she'd got me a chai latte to take away, and she'd got herself a coffee, so we had those on the way there. Got there and it was just about to finish. It finished at 3, and we got there for about 2:30ish, so it was a bit gutting that we didn't get to see all of it, but we still got to have a quick look at some of the stores that were still up, and saw Amelia, who was there, and was having a nice chat with her. We then headed back up to the high street, where we had a look around some of the child shops, and Tash got some snaps with me in front of some of the Christmas decorations and lights, and I'll show you guys those. I love all the Christmas decorations, the Christmas trees and the inflatable snowman. They're so cute, get me feeling so festive. We then had a look around some more of the shops, and I went into Dee's Bakes and saw my auntie in there with one of her friends, so I was having a chat with her, and I got a snap of this little display with some really cute mugs, and I'll show you guys those. The displays in there are so cute. The window display they have is really pretty, it's Christmas themed, and they sell really cute mugs in there. Although my dad said if I buy any more mugs, he's going to smash one that I already have, because apparently I have a bit of a collecting mugs addiction, but I was like, you're not touching any of my mugs. So I jokingly said to Tash, I'll get the mug that I really wanted to get from there, and have that mug to have at Tash and Amelia's for when I pop in for a cup of tea. I might still do that. It's a really cute mug. It's got like mushrooms and toadstools on. Hopefully if it's still there tomorrow, I might try and get that. And I was going to get it this evening, but ended up forgetting to get that. We then went off and had a look in Aldi's Best Buy section, and then Tash headed off as she's on a split shift. She's back in work at 6. Gave her a big hug and wished her a lovely rest of her shift for later on. And then I made my way back, and on my way back I was just to music on my headphones, listened to a bit of Michael Bublé Christmas and to a bit of Wicked. Bloody love Wicked, it's so good. I've got No Good Deed Goes Unpunished stuck in my head. I then got home and I had some lunch. I had some sausage sandwiches with a cup of tea, had some bear cuddles. I put my dirty work clothes in the wash. I've got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 9-12-3. I then wrote off my journal entry for today, and whilst on my way back from being out with Tash early on, I had got a snap of one of these Christmas vans that they do each year with lots of Christmas lights all over, and there was one just down the road from mine, and I got a snap of that, and I'll show you. I love them, they're so cute and get me feeling really festive. Can't believe it's only 26 days till Christmas. My mum and dad then got back from being out for a drive in the new family car, and then popped to my grandma's to show her the new car. They then got back, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of our new family car. Here's our new family car. It's a Honda Civic, I think that's what it's called. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm not a car expert, but it's really cool. In the back seat here you can see me. Hey. The seats go down, which is good for my dad when he does his discos, because he will be able to put all the stuff in and not have to take all the seats out when putting the stuff in away. And yeah, when putting his disco stuff in, he won't have to take all the chairs out, and it drives really nicely, really nice colour. And yeah, looking forward to having lots of adventures with this new family car. It'll be good for when we go on holidays. We'll be able to fit all of us in. Such a great new car. Very excited with having our new family car. And then I was writing some more of my short story that I'm working on some illustrations and colour some days, and I was reading some more of If This Gets Out. And then for tea we had a takeaway, and I went off and collected that with my dad, and I'll show you guys what I had for my tea. It was so delicious. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch this evening's Strictly Come Dancing, which I'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up early, ready to go off to work. I had work doing 9-3. I had some breakfast and was having some bear cuddles, and he was very playful and was doing zoomies this morning in the garden. And I was listening to my Sunday music playlist. Of course, had to put on Easy Like Sunday Morning. What a tune. I then got dropped to work by my dad, and it was the first time me being in our new family's car. It drives really nicely, and I then got into work. I then helped to open up work, got clocked in and put my bag and coat away, and it's just me and one other colleague to start with, and then another colleague came in a little bit later on, and it was only 3 of us on. And luckily it wasn't as busy as yesterday. It was nice and steady, and I saw and chatted to some of the regulars. I was running food and drinks and doing some food and drink orders and drinks making and pint pouring, and was running food and drinks inside as well as outside. And then we had a musician come in and play at 1 o'clock, and that was quite nice, very chilled, and made it a little bit cozy. And I then was just doing a massive clean-up, and my boss's daughter had her 5th birthday party outside in the little gazebo we have outside, so me and my colleagues had to take a lot of food and drinks and stuff out there for them, and then they kept themselves to themselves, so luckily it was not too manic and they were out there, not inside, otherwise it probably would have been a bit hectic. I then finished at 3, I then clocked off, got my bag and coat, and then I headed off and went off to the co-op to get myself some lunch from there, and I was absolutely starving. So whilst waiting to get picked up, I had my sandwich, and I had some cheese and red onion sandwiches, which were, mwah, they are so good. I got myself some cola and had a bit of that. I then got picked up by my dad, and again it was really weird getting picked up in a new car for the first time. I was expecting to see our silver car that we'd had for so long, and then I got back and I had my prawn cocktail crisp that I got from my meal deal from Co-op. I love prawn cocktail crisp, they're so good. I then wrote some of my journal entry for today, listened to a bit of music and was doing some drawing colouring in, and last night I got my bedroom and my office decorated with Christmas, which you might be able to tell behind me with some of my Christmas decorations out. Got my little plaque there on my desk, and I'll show you guys a clip of that. I'm going to be showing you guys a tour of my bedroom decorated for Christmas. So I'm going to be showing you guys my dollhouse decorated for Christmas and also my office over here decorated for Christmas. Excuse the tower of inbox dolls. I'm going to be having a room makeover in the new year and getting those all put on display. So starting off with the dollhouse, as you come in, we've got this Merry Christmas little sign here, and then we've got a little snowflake in the little laundry room, and then there's a little wreath over there, which is so pretty. And in here, in one of my favourite bedrooms of the dollhouse, we've got a little Christmas tree, and down here we've got a little snowman that I made at Morning Group a few Christmases ago, and there's also a little snowman down in this bedroom on one of the shelves, and then a little snowman up there. And then up here we've got a little Christmas tree, which is so cute, in the little bakery. And then down here we've got some Winnie the Pooh characters, so Pooh and Roo, little Christmas figurine, and there's a Merry Christmas sign. And then over in here we've got a little Christmas tree with some presents, a little walking horse, a little train, and a little Christmas stocking, and then there's a little Dalmatian with a little present. And then if we go from here to this part of the dollhouse, I've got a little Christmas tree and a penguin and a little Christmas tree on there, and some fairy lights, little Christmas lights. It's so cute. Now on to the office decorated for Christmas. I've got this Let It Snow sign, a little jelly cat hot chocolate with some cream on, which is so cute. And then I've got a little robin that my auntie and cousins got me when we went to the garden centre when they came over from Ireland, and it's just so adorable. I love robins, they're so pretty, and I've been lucky to get some photos of them. And then I've got a little Christmas pudding and a little star plushie, a little gingerbread star. And then on to this bit here, I've got my mirror with stars all around it and some pillows, and there's two little Christmas tree jelly cats as well. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when the lights are off. Here is what it looks like with the lights off. You've got the stars around the mirror, and then the pillows and the Christmas tree plushies. It looks so cute. Can't wait to get some cute mirror selfies around this mirror with the stars lit up. It looks so beautiful with my dollhouse and my desk and my bed, and my mirror is decorated for Christmas, making me feel very festive and getting me so cozy. Can't believe it's only 25 days till Christmas. It's literally going to be here in a flash. It just, as soon as it becomes December, it literally goes so quick. I then was just watching some of my journal entry and listened to a bit of music, and we do some more of If This Gets Out. And then my younger brother came over to have tea, and he'd been golfing. His girlfriend was advising so she could make it, and my grandma wasn't able to come for tea as she's waiting for a delivery, and my older brother and his girlfriend were out. So it was just me, my mum, my dad, my younger brother and my older sister and younger sister who were attending the Sunday roast. My older sister came over a little bit later on, and she's got a laptop out, and we're sorting out our Christmas rota where we make sure that everybody's available who's available for things we do leading up to Christmas. So I get my rota on Wednesdays, so I normally find out on Wednesdays from Wednesday onwards what I'm doing, so I'll have to let them know, but should hopefully be able to join in with as much as I can with working in hospitality. It's always been quite busy around Christmas. I'll try and be present as much as I can with them. And then my mum was getting the tea ready, and it smelled so delicious and was making me feel so hungry to tuck into that Sunday roast. I then was just working on some illustrations and kind of self-dosing, and got my uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 9 till 3 and it's supposed to last it down the rain. I've got to work, so I'm not looking forward to walking to work in the rain. I'll have to have my umbrella up and hope it's not as bad as I'm saying it is, but who knows, you never know with this weather. It might snow for all we know because this weather is so unpredictable. And then it was time for tea and we had our Sunday roast. The Sunday roast was so delicious. We then tidied away and then we watched a bit of Auntie's Roadshow and then had some pudding and I had a little bit of trifle. The trifle was so delicious. We then watched a bit of this David Attenborough documentary. Love a bit of David Attenborough. His animal documentaries are so fascinating. I then was just finishing my journal entry, put it away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Strictly Come Dancing results, and then I'm a celebrity. And I hope you guys have all had a great week and weekend. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon.